As you all know, level 16 is coming to Clash Royale. There's been a lot of mixed reactions on this, but let's take a closer look at how this is going to work out. Since Elite Wildcards are going to be removed, it will actually be easier for all players to get card levels to max. Before, the only way to get Elite Wildcards was from a 5-star lucky chest or getting them through cards that were already level 14. Looking at the whole player base in Clash Royale, only 1 to 3% of all players had all cards level 14 and above, which means that hardly anyone was actually able to get Elite Wildcards without spending 100,000 gold in the shop or buying them for gems or money. Now you'll be able to level up any cards you want for possibly just gems, which can be grinded through the card system, or simply getting wild cards or cards from lucky chests, which Clash Royale did say in their post they would increase the amount of random cards you will generally get, making progression easier. They are reducing the amount of cards it takes to get to level 14, which generally will make it a lot easier for all players to get their deck to a higher level. Before, Elite Wildcards were almost impossible to get for most players, since most free-to-play players who played for years only had a handful of level 14 to 15 cards. Now that you only need wildcards, it will actually be possible for most players to get at least their deck to max, with time spent getting lucky chests each day, and maybe getting lucky with wildcards and a 5-star lucky chest. We still don't know how they're going to replace Elite Wildcards and 5-star lucky chests. Maybe there will be a huge amount of wildcards given instead. I've had a lot of questions about what they're going to do with Elite Wildcards you already have, but I still have no answer on this. I will keep you updated as soon as I know. Do I think level 16 will be good for the game? It's hard to say. The 0.001% who are fully maxed on Elite cards will have something to now bring out their credit card on. I do think free-to-play players will now have a chance to grind max cards easier, which will take a long time, I know, but is how it's always been in mobile games. At least now, like I said before, it's not going to be impossible to get to level 16, as Elite Wildcards were extremely hard to get if you weren't fully maxed with level 14s. If you haven't seen it already, here's all the stuff you'll get from your books and magic coin, which I'd recommend to hold on to them for now, as I think you're actually getting more value for the compensation for them, looking at how much it will cost to actually level up cards. One thing I would say is they need to compensate players who got their elite levels recently, as many in the community think this is wrong. But if you think back to level 15 when it was released, they did not give any compensation. This is something I think they need to think about and work out. Whether it happens or not, we'll have to see. What do you guys think about level 16? I'm 50-50. I want level 16 to come from a content point of view. Overall, once everyone calms down and looks at the numbers, I feel like level 16 will be good for the game going forward, purely because of the removal of the wall of Elite Wildcards, since it will give a chance for all players to get to level 16, rather than only 1 to 3% of players who can actually earn Elite Wildcards. You also got to remember the only players this will really affect is top players in Clash Royale, since hardly anyone is able to get to 15,000 trophies and play ranked. I know most players below level 13 don't even know what ranked is other than watching content creators playing it. If you have any questions regarding the update that you aren't sure about, put them in the comments and I'll try reply to them.